Sanibonani Dumelang Absheni, and hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle Khumalo, and for the family members, thank you so much for coming back every time. For the new members, thank you guys so much for subscribing, and I hope you guys actually enjoy, being part of this family. So today's video, yes gentlemen, if you're reading the title, I am so sorry, I do apologize, but today's topic is we talking all things feminine. Okay, so girl talk. We are talking about that time of the month. I actually have all my tools because it is that time of the month right now, hence I decided let me talk to you ladies about that time of the month, because India, like Nyagoa guys, actually today is one of the good days of my period, probably the last day of my period, hence I actually feel fresh, but normally I feel so sick. I do not know if anyone else experiences what I experience when it's that time of the month, but I legit have pregnancy symptoms. If it wasn't for the blood actually coming out of my body, I would be sure that I am pregnant literally every month, because I puke sometimes, I've got hectic cramps, I've got serious cravings, weirdly enough. And then for some odd reason, guys, like the girl, like I use the lavatory a lot. Number two is just in G. I don't know if that's normal for everybody else, but that happens with me. So I just decided let's talk about this, because I feel like periods, although it's something that all women experience, it's still like something that is not spoken of in like a lot of families. I don't want to say in a lot of black families, I don't know, but yeah, I realized like just growing up, most of my friends would tell you, like when I'd have conversations with my friends, most of them would literally learn how to take care of themselves from school. And since we have social media, I thought let us have this topic, let us discuss this topic together. So the first thing I wanted us to talk about is pads versus tampons. Okay, because you still have grown ladies or grown women thinking that if you use a tampon it will break your virginity. Guys, like, first of all, this is what a tampon looks like. Okay, now there's absolutely nothing wrong with using pads. And with me, when I first got my period, I think I was in grade 6, I was 12 years old, and it was so it wasn't awkward, because I think, yeah, actually it wasn't awkward, but the awkward thing was what happened the same day but later on at school. So I got my period, it was in the morning, and the one thing I will always appreciate about my mother is my mom has always made discussing any topic and all topics comfortable. Okay, obviously they will be awkward because it's your parents, ladies, but my mom made it very comfortable. So as soon as because with my period, I just woke up one day when I was 12 and I had blood coming out. Obviously I knew what it was because I had older friends and they had discussed these things with me, but just waking up, I didn't feel awkward because I knew my mom was there. So the first thing I did was just go to her and tell her, like, lady, okay, I'm joking, but mother, I'm bleeding from my vagina. And then my mom, being the darling that she is, she didn't make me feel uncomfortable. She just gave me pads. I'm not sure if she actually even told me how many times a day to change it, but she gave me pads, explained, like, showed me that this part, you put it, and then life moved on. And I think that's something very important that we need to create, especially as women. And if you're a gentleman watching this because you've got daughters, make sure that you discuss this topic with your daughters and with your siblings, your sisters, guys. Let it be like, just make it a comfortable conversation to have. And I think the safe age, I mean, if from 12 children can get contraceptives, then I think from the age of 11 you should be able to start feeling comfortable talking to them about their periods and just how to go about managing their periods. So as I said, the first thing I did, so before, I think the only time I started using tampons was in high school, and guys, I used tampons way before I did the deed. Way. So it has nothing to, tampons have nothing to do with breaking your virginity. Okay, the whole reason I moved from pads to tampons was because tampons just seemed more comfortable. Now, as females, like when you wear a pad, guys, there's this one thing I hate about pads. When you wear a pad, fine, you'll sit, and especially when you're in school, right? So you'll sit, you guys sit, like your first, I think break is like after the first 3 hours of the day, because school starts at 7:30 up until like 10:30, and then it's break, and then from 10:30 up until like 12:30, 1, and then you got your second break, and then after school is around 3, 4. So pads get full real quick, especially during your first few days of your period. Like you realize that your flow is actually heavier. So the most awkward thing that would happen to me, or just the awkward thing I hate even now, guys, it's even like past school, hey, there's nothing I hate about, like when you wear a pad, there's this thing that happens where when you're sitting for a very long time, when you stand up, your clots just go. It feels like you're leaving your clots and your pad on the seat while you stand up. I hate that. I hate it. Like, yo, guys, I loathe. Like, that was the one reasons why I moved here. And also, as I was saying, so the first day I got my period, so I was in an all-girls school, fortunately, but the unfortunate thing was that our school uniform was white. Okay, I went to Johannesburg Girls Preparatory School, so the school uniform was white. We always looked like nurses. People used to call us nurses. And I remember the first day of having my period, and this was when I was 12, was obviously I wasn't used to the time intervals and how quick the pad gets full. And although my mom had explained that to me, it was like, you get scared, man. And I was never the girl that that would leave class or go stand outside or anything. I was really a Miss Goody Two Shoes, to be honest. Well, I was Miss Goody Two Shoes in the public eye, but I was always a Miss Goody Two Shoes, so I was scared of even asking to go to the bathroom. Like, I wouldn't go to the bathroom unnecessarily because I never wanted to miss out on schoolwork, or I would prefer getting done with my schoolwork, and then once I'm done, then go take a walk and go to the lavatory or whatever. So on the first day, and I guess for most of my high school, primary school life, I always worried. So what happened on the first day actually was that I messed on myself because I stayed with the pad for too long, or the pad shifted, and this would happen like throughout primary school, guys, like until I got used to the routine. But I realized also when I started wearing pads, even in high school, it would happen. And that's why as a girl, it's always good to wear someone's texting, but anyway, it's always good to wear, so have your undies or your panty, have your pad, have your tights, have pants, like you can see I'm wearing all black because I don't know, not that I'm moaning anything, I mean it's a celebration, but that's another, honestly, that's a topic for another day, because I do not understand why does God think it's okay to give us periods every single month for not being pregnant? Like, we should be awarded for not being pregnant, like only pregnant people should be going through their periods for 9 months, and then for the rest of our lives we should not have periods, like period. But then I guess that then we wouldn't have babies or anything. But I don't know, like I'm just saying, like God and our ancestors and flamboyant people just need to go and have a conversation with God, because as women we are tired of periods. Okay, so anyway, my routine now when I'm on my periods is I use Kotex, as you can see. The reason I like Kotex, so I buy these from ShopRite because they always have a special. You get this big packet for like 30 something rand, which is a bargain, because normally and each thingy has 10, so one this one packet has 20 inside, and it's like 30 something rand, as opposed to going to go buy one that just only has 10 and you pay that 20 rand. So for 10 rand extra you get 2. And then with tampons, I normally spend tampons are like 26 rand, I think, for this size. So for these ones you'd normally also pay like 30 something rand to 40 rand. So guys, the reason I prefer wearing tampons is because when you put on tampons, tampons are just easy to use and they're easy to manage. As soon as you have your tampon in, like I forget that I'm actually on my period. Well, not forget, but then it's easier to, you know, be part of the crowd, attend classes and all of that without worrying about any spillage, you know, without worrying about, did I leave a mark on the chair, did I leave a mark on myself? So during the day or when I have classes or anything, what I do is I wear my tampon and then I put on a pad. The pad is just in case I wear my tampon for too long and then you know, the waterfall decides to come out, then I've got a plan B. And then mostly I use my pads as well for nighttime. So I'll put on my tampon and then I'll put on my pad, because at night obviously the pad does get full. You're supposed to change your tampon or your pad at least between every 2 to 4 hours. Others will say 6. I don't know. Hey, I feel like that's just too long. I think 2 to 4 hours is safe, you know, that way you can just keep this area fresh, and blood does smell after some time, so you wouldn't want to be that girl that smells like fish just because you didn't change your pad or change your tampon. But even I don't think you get such issues with the tampon, honestly, guys. And the nice thing about a tampon is you can literally swim with your tampon on, you can dance with your tampon on, like you can do a lot of things. Like you can exercise with your tampon on. You can do the same thing with the pad, but it's uncomfortable, guys. As I say, with your pad it moves. If I'm going to be exercising, doing jumping jacks, the more you jump, it's, you know, June, July. This is stationary, it's up there. When you need to take it out, let me just open one for you guys. And then when you're done or when you need to change it, you've got a string that just you pull, and that's it. And then when it comes to pains, guys, I'm one of those people that I get like hectic period pains. So this is the string I'm talking about. So you insert it into your coochie, into your pouch. This is your pouch. You put the tampon in and then it just sits like this. So obviously when you wear your underwear, the underwear will push it up and then it's comfortable. You forget that you have a tampon on. Trust me, it will not disappear into your vagina unless you push the string, unless you literally do this and you push your string into your vagina, then obviously it will disappear. But it won't if you leave it like this. Once you pull your panties up, it just closes up. When it's time to take out the tampon, let loose, pull it out, and it's out. And the nice thing about tampons is you can flush them down the toilet. So, and then the last thing I'll talk about, but which I don't have, is pain medication. I use Adcodols, ibuprofens, and Nurofen for my pains. I really have hectic pains, so Nurofen like really stopped working at some point. So I need something stronger, hence the ibuprofen or the Adcodol, because it has a bit of codeine, so it helps suppress the pain. But besides that, thank you guys for coming and joining me in my girl talk. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this segment. Let me know if you guys would actually want more girl talk so we can discuss all things and anything female. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining, guys. Also, please use the information for your women. Find out there's also different variations, guys. Sorry, before I leave, you should know that there's when it comes to pads and your tampons, you've got your normal, you've got your heavy, you've got your light. Same thing, this is super. I normally use these for nighttime, and then this is super plus, also I use for nighttime. But you also have your normal, so it just depends on the type of flow you have. If you've got a heavy flow, you will use super, and if you've got a light flow, you'll use light to normal tampons or pads. So gents, if you're going out to buy for your ladies, please make sure you know what type of flow they have so you don't look like an idiot at the shops. And besides that, guys, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Khumalo, and see you guys next time.